Inside of row 4, outside of him, 61 of Jamison Tromans. 5 rows deep, it'll be the 4C of Mike Cranston. Outside, and here comes Cranston just making his way up onto the raceway. Cranston with the 4C, looks like he'll tack onto the tail. The 22B, that is Eddie Bruno. Eddie Bruno with the 22B, and Blake Schwarting with the 22. So a pair of double deuces back there in row number 5. And Mike Cranston, shotgun on the field. We're ready to go green off turn 4. Green is out. Down the front stretch they come. Up on the front, it's going to be Dan Collins showing the way to turn number 1. Collins, your leader, as they work their way down here through turns 1 and 2. As they work down off the corner, down the back stretch. On the inside, Ty Collins slows down at the end of the backstretch. So Collins, while leading, slows at the end of the backstretch. He's going to lose 4 spots, may lose 5 before it's all said and done. Contact up on the front. LeVere turns the Bristol machine around, and then Bristol gets pounded from down on the inside by the Bruno 22. Bristol sits up here midway through turns 1 and 2, and hard contact. Bristol climbing out of the car, and you can see he's not all that happy up there, as one could imagine. So Bristol climbs out of his race car, and he is walking down to the infield area, and at a pretty adamant pace, I will say. Does not appear he is all that happy, and showing his displeasure. Come back out here and attend to the 00 of John Lindblade. So the John Lindblade 00 now making its way back to the pit area. See the front end damage on John Lindblade's automobile. So we will look to realign the field down here as the number 9 of Harold LeVere being sent to the tail after his part in the altercation up here in turn number 1. He and Bristol were the cars that came together. LeVere down on the inside of Bristol. That sent the Bristol machine around.
Down there and get something to eat if you want.
Quite a bit of people down there right now.
There's a bunch of kids.
Yeah? Yeah, maybe I will.
They haven't eaten much of the food.
All right. Maybe I will then. I see Mark pick the bear then.
Oh, we're going to be ready to go back to green when they roll down off of turn number 2. They make their way down the backstretch on the flag stand. Gary Duchesne, clenched green flag high in the air, ready to let it unfurl down here as they make their way off turn number 4, the 51 of John McCarron. The first to mash the gas off of turn number 4. Green is out as they make their way down here into turn number 1. McCarron will be your leader. John McCarron, your leader. Dan Older Jr. rides second. Jamison Tromans back there in third. Spot number 4 to car number 4. That is Mike Cranston. The number 9 of LeVere working the inside of the 17 of Lindblade, and they work down here into turn number 1. Keep in mind, 6 points separate those two automobiles coming into tonight's action. Lindblade will need to put a car between himself and LeVere in order to pick up the championship. As they work their way down here through the corner, they work up off of turn number 2, so LeVere's job is to keep Lindblad in sight, and as long as he can stay on the back bumper of that 17 car, he will be your champion for 2011. So that is the race inside the race as they work down here through the corner. The 51 of John McCarran out in front. The race for the point championship is between the 17 and the 9 car. Lindblad knows what he's got to do. He's got to race as hard as he can, try and put as many positions between himself and Harold LaVere as he can as they work down here through the corner. They work up off of turn number 2, down the backstretch, the 51 of John McCarran continuing to show the way, and now Lindblad has got that 1-car buffer between himself and Harold LaVere as they work their way down here into turn number 1. 6 laps now on the board. Keep in mind 20 laps the distance. Now LaVere working the inside of Tromans as they work off of turn number 2. A couple of fireflies there as they come off of turn number 2. The sparks fly as they work their way down into turn 3. LaVere now takes position number 4 away from the 61 of Tromans. John McCarran has not been challenged up on the front, but that may change. Mark Lindblad has broke free now, and he is starting to close on your leader. So Lindblad riding in second, working his way down here off the corner, making his way down to turn number 1, the 51 of McCarran, your leader. Lindblad rides second. Third spot, Dan Older Jr. is older now, under fire from the 9 of LaVere. They touch off the corner, and now contact down into turn 3 sends LaVere up the bank. Looks like the right front is down on LaVere's machine, and he's going to roll to a stop up here in turn 4. Yellow is out as Harold LaVere with the number 9 car. The reason for the caution, right front tire is down on the number 9 car. Going to be able to rejoin here as we're going to go green off of turn number 4. So your point championship may be settled with the throw of the green down here as Harold LaVere looks to go down a lap even if he can make his way back out. As they work their way off of turn number 4, the 51 of John McCarran will set the pace as they come down. Green flag is out. We are back underway. John McCarran leads them down to turn number 1. McCarran, your leader. Tromans now around goes Troman. Oh, he gathers it back up. Harold LaVere making his way back up onto the raceway. He is still on the lead lap. So LaVere did not go down a lap to your leaders as they come by to click off lap number 10. He will do so as well. So LaVere on the lead lap. Now that race inside the race once again will commence. And Mark Lindblad, his car has loosened up a bit there, back in third spot. Lindblad trying to work his way around Jamison Tromans, and he tried the inside lane last time. Some contact there. So Lindblad is able to work up on the outside this time. He'll go to second spot. John McCarran looking for his third feature win of the season. He went back-to-back here just about a month ago. Down into turn number 1. McCarran looking to end it on a high note, going back to victory lane for the third time. Harold LaVere trying to catch the tail end of the field here as they work their way down turns 3 and 4. 12 laps on the board. We'll click 13 off this time by. 13 in for John McCarran up on the front. McCarran showing the way. Lindblad rides second. Tromans a distant third. Collins right there for fourth. And fifth spot is Dan Older Jr. Your leader, John McCarran, here off of turn number 4. They come down, 14 on the board. The 3/4 mark will be met next time by as your friendly flagger, Gary Duchesne, will wave to the field when they come by. Harold LaVere a bit off the pace here at the tail of the field. LaVere continues on, but off the pace. 15 are now in, and 5 remain here in your Bomber Warrior main event. LaVere slow at the end of the backstretch down into turn number 3. Here's the 51 of McCarran to come around and put a lap on the point leader coming into tonight's event. Mark Lindblad goes by, as does the championship hopes of Harold LeVere, as we now have 16 on the board. LeVere continuing around over here in turn number 2, off the pace with the number 9 car. And now LeVere seems to have picked the pace back up, and around goes Older on the front. And LeVere will promptly go to the pit area. Save us the trouble of throwing the black flag, I guess. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. You might not know it by the pace, but yellow does come out. Harold LeVere goes pit side after contact with the aid of Dan Older Jr. It's when you thought you saw it all, you've seen it all. The 51 of McCarran will go behind the wall as your winner, so check.